Morning, everybody. How are y'all doing? I'm Miss Stacy, and this is Toddler Time designed for ages 2 and 3. Let's all say hey to our camera in the back and our friends watching at home. Thanks for joining us today. You may be missing Miss Sarah, and we all are. Miss Sarah's the best, but she has a well-deserved day off today, so I am covering her story time, and I'm excited to read books with you all. I normally do a preschool story time on Tuesdays, so it may be a little bit different than you're used to with Miss Sarah, but hopefully we'll have fun, right? Okay, so let's sing our hello song. And when we do our hello song, we are going to slap our legs and then clap once and then do it again. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quickly as we can. Hello. Hello. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as slowly as we can. Hello. That was very slow. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quiet as we can. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loud as we can. Hello! That was loud. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as high as we can. Hello! Last one. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as low as we can. Hello. All right, we're ready. Hello. Okay, couple announcements before we get started. Our Super Saturday program this Saturday is called Artsy Craftsy, and it's just kind of a free craft period. That'll be from 10 to 11 in the Star Foundation craft room next door. You don't have to register for that, but adult supervision is required. We also are going to close at 5 o'clock today, which is not our normal hours, but it's for the holiday. And then we'll be closed on Thursday and Friday. And then we'll reopen our normal hours on Saturday. Okay, so one other thing that I do in my preschool story time, which might be new, is I put my plan up here. So you'll know where we are in story time. So we did our hello song and our announcements. I've got one more song before we get to our first story. We'll do another song along with some finger play and our second story. We'll do another song, our third story, some more finger play, and then we'll do our goodbye song. Does that sound good? Yes. Okay. So we have another song before our first story. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, stomp your feet. If you're ready for a story, stomp your feet. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, stomp your feet. Last one. If you're ready for a story, rub your tummy. If you're ready for a story, rub your tummy. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, rub your tummy. Okay, y'all, I forgot to get dressed this morning. No, I'm wearing my pajamas because we're doing a bedtime story time. Does everybody in here have a bedtime? Do you?
I do.
You do, Walker?
I have a bedtime in the middle of the day.
In the middle for nap? Yeah, that's another kind of bedtime. This is one of my favorite stories to read out loud. My kids have made me read it approximately 1,000 times. It's called What? Cried Granny, an almost bedtime story by Kate Lum, pictures by Adrian Johnson. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Patrick who was having his very first sleepover at his granny's house. As the sun began to set, Granny said, "Patrick, dear boy, it will be dark soon. Time to get ready for bed." "But Granny," said Patrick, I don't have a bed here. What? Cried Granny. She ran out to her yard where some tall trees were growing and chopped one down. She carried it to her workroom, opened her toolbox, and made Patrick a fine bed. Then she painted it a restful shade of blue, put a comfy red mattress on it, and took it to the bedroom. There you are, dear boy, said Granny. Now climb into bed, lay your head on the pillow, and sail off to dreamland. But Granny, said Patrick, I don't have a pillow here. What? Cried Granny. She ran out to her hen house, woke up the chickens, and collected a big batch of feathers. She took them to her sewing room where she made a bag out of cloth. Then she stuffed it with feathers, thank you, sewed it up neatly, and gave it to Patrick. Did you want that back? There you are, dear boy, said Granny. Now climb into bed, lay your head on the pillow, tuck the blanket under your chin, and I'll kiss you good night. But Granny, said Patrick, I don't have a blanket here. No blanket. What? Cried Granny. She ran outside and headed for the hills where a flock of fat sheep were snoozing. She sheared off some of their wool and ran right back home. She took the wool to her basement, spun it into yarn, knitted a fuzzy warm blanket, and dyed it the prettiest shade of twilight purple. When it was dry, she carried it upstairs and spread it on the bed. Now, dear boy, cried Granny, climb into bed, lay your head on the pillow, tuck the blanket under your chin, give your teddy bear a hug, and turn out the light. But Granny, said Patrick, I don't have a teddy bear here. What? Cried Granny. She grabbed her emergency sewing kit, tore down the living room curtains, cut, sewed, stuffed, added button eyes and a red ribbon, and made a teddy bear for Patrick. It's very big. Now, Patrick, cried Granny, climb into bed, lay your head on the pillow, tuck the blanket under your chin, give your teddy bear a hug, and go to sleep. But Granny, said Patrick, it's morning. Whoa, cried Granny. They missed the whole night. That's it. He didn't ever go to bed. Oh, my goodness. That was a silly one. Okay. Y'all, should we stand up and move around a little bit? Okay. Everybody stand up. Get on your feet. Let's sing a little song. Do some actions with it. Okay. So we're going to do a few different things. We're going to first, yawn and stretch. Can you do that? Okay. Then we're going to take a bath. Okay. Then we're going to read a book. Yeah. And then we're going to close our eyes. Okay? This is the way we yawn and stretch, yawn and stretch, yawn and stretch. This is the way we yawn and stretch on our way to bed. This is the way we take a bath, take a bath, take a bath. This is the way we take a bath on our way to bed. This is the way we read a book, read a book, read a book. This is the way we read a book on our way to bed. Good job, everybody. This is the way we close our eyes, close our eyes, close our eyes. This is the way we close our eyes on our way to bed. Good job, everybody. Turn around and sit back down. There you go. Okay, and now we're going to do another finger play. We're going to be monkeys, so I got to get my monkey ears on. Let me get my monkeys ready. I've got our monkeys I'm going to put on my fingers, but I want you to do the same thing, only we'll just pretend that you also have monkey fingers, okay? Does that sound good? Let me get all my monkeys ready. Oh, goodness, that one jumped off. Okay. I got my monkey fingers. Where are your monkey fingers? Can I see them? Show me your monkey fingers. I see your monkey fingers. You got yours ready? Okay, our monkeys are going to jump up and down, okay? 5 little monkeys jumping on a bed. One fell off, boop, and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." Now how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little monkeys jumping on a bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." Now how many do we have? 3, very good. 3 little monkeys jumping on a bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." Now how many do we have? 2 monkeys. 2 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." Now how many do we have left? 1, very good. 1 little monkey jumping on the bed. He fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." Now how many do we have? 0. There are no monkeys jumping on the bed now. Okay, they finally listened to the doctor. All right, what's next on our plan, friends? We just did our finger play. Now, time for a book. Does anybody like monster bedtime stories? I do. I like this one because I don't think it's scary. This one is called Go to Sleep, Monster by Kevin Cornell. There they are. Does that guy, what does he look like? Is he happy? Does he look scared? Maybe a little bit. "George," said Anna, "turn off the light." "It's time to go to sleep." "I can't," said George. "I'm afraid. There's a monster under the bed."
I don't think there really is.
You don't think so? "Monster," said Anna. "Stop scaring my brother. It's time to go to sleep." The monster said, "Sleep? I can't sleep. There's a monster under the floor." So they look under the floor. "Hey, monster," said Anna. "Stop all this scaring. It's time to go to sleep." The monster said, "I wish I could sleep, but I can't," he replied. "There's a monster under this room." "There's no monster down there," said George. You think there is? "Shh, be quiet. There's a monster under the table." That's what that monster said. There was a monster in that room. Now that monster's afraid of another one. "Oh, look, there he is." He says, "Psst, watch out. There's a monster under the house." There's one under the house. Oh, my goodness. And there's the one under the house, and he says, "Under the gravel." And then that one under the gravel says, "Under the dirt." There's more monsters. And then they say, in the centermost center of the earth. That's what that monster's afraid of. The one in the center of the earth. Monster in the center of the earth, said Anna. Stop scaring everyone. It's time to go to sleep. And this monster said, sleep? Oh no, I can't sleep, he said. I'm much too afraid. But you're the underest under something can be, said Anna. What's left for you to be afraid of? I'm afraid of being alone. And so they all fell asleep together. You see, the little Z's mean they're going. The end. That's it. They were all together, not afraid. Yay. Okay, let's do another song. Everybody stand up. Mr. Bryant, can you give us a tune? On this one, we're going to listen to the words that the song tells. Oh, I saw my monkey's ears on. And we're going to do what the words tell us to do, okay? It's going to be fun. Feel free to dance.
Teddy bear, turn around.
Oh, turn around.
Teddy bear, touch the ground. Teddy bear, jump up high. Teddy bear, touch the sky. Teddy bear, bend down low. Teddy bear, touch your toes. Teddy bear, turn out the light. Everybody say shh. Teddy bear, say goodnight.
Good night. It'll go through one more time. Are you going to go sleep?
Teddy bear, turn around. Teddy bear, touch the ground. Teddy bear, jump up high. Teddy bear, touch the sky. Teddy bear, bend down low. Teddy bear, touch your toes. Teddy bear, turn out the light. Everybody say shh. Teddy bear, say goodnight.
Good night. Good job, everybody. Okay. Now we are right here in our story time at our last story. And it's called Let's Sing a Lullaby with the Brave Cowboy by Jan Thomas. And the cowboy says, time to hit the hay, little cows. It's time for little cows to rest their heads. It's time for little cows to go to bed. Time for little cows to sleep so tight. It's time for us to say, eek! What scared him? I don't know. Is that a huge, hairy spider over there? Is it a spider? It's just a flower, cowboy. Ow. That was just a flower. Well, let's try that lullaby again, shall we? It's time for little cows to rest their heads. It's time for little cows to go to bed. It's time for little cows to sleep so tight. It's time for us to say, eek! What scared him now? Is that a slimy, slithering snake right there? He thinks he sees a snake. It's just a stick, cowboy. Ow. It was just a stick. But is there a large lumbering bear behind me? He thinks there's a large bear behind him. It's just me, cowboy, says the cow. Oh. Hey, I see how this works. It may look like a huge, shaggy gray wolf over there. Grrr, grrr. And it may sound like one too. Eek, says the cow. But it's probably a big giant bunny rabbit, right? No, cowboy, it's a wolf. It's a wolf. That's what the cow said. Do wolves like lullabies? Like them? We love them, says the wolf. I didn't know that. Well, alrighty then. It's time for us to rest our heads. It's time for us to go to bed. It's time for us to sleep so tight. It's time for us to say good night. They finally got through it. The end. They read the whole thing. We read the whole thing. There was nothing scary except the wolf who wanted a lullaby. Okay, that's awesome. So now we have one more finger play, and we're going to have a little baby. Can I see your babies? You go, baby. Here is a baby ready for a nap. Lay her in her mother's lap. Cover her up so she won't make a peep, and rock that baby fast asleep. That baby's going to sleep. Let's do it one more time. Here is a baby ready for a nap. Lay her in her mother's lap. Cover her up so she won't make a peep, and rock that baby fast asleep. Oh, that baby's ready to sleep. Good job. We put our babies to sleep, and now it's time for us to sing our goodbye song. Thank you for joining me today. Do you remember how we do our hello song? That's how we do our goodbye song. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as quickly as we can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as slowly as we can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as quiet as we can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as loud as we can. Goodbye! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as high as we can. Hi, goodbye! Last one. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as low as we can. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us for story time, and thanks for joining us at home. We'll see y'all next time.